The Mystical Power of Love, a Charles Fillmore article. When love, the universal magnet, is brought into action in the consciousness of our race, it will change all our methods of support and supply. It will harmonize all the forces of nature, and the discords that now infest earth and air will disappear. It will control the elements until they shall obey man and bring forth that which will supply all his needs without the sweat of his face. This earth shall yet be made paradise through the power of love. That condition will begin to set in for each one of us just as soon as we develop the love nature in ourselves. When love has begun its silent pulsations at our solar center, no one can keep us in want or poverty. Love itself will draw unto us on the invisible currents of the inner ether all that belongs to us, and all belongs to us that we require to make us happy and contented. This mighty magnet is a quality of God that is expressed through man, and it cannot be suppressed by any outside force. No environment or external condition can keep back love when once you have firmly decided in mind to give it expression. The present unloving condition of the world is no bar to you. In fact, it is an incentive. You will know as you begin to make love manifest how great a sinner you have been, how far short you have fallen in making yourself the man or woman of God. This will show you by comparison how greatly you have missed the mark of the high calling which is yours in Christ. We have all been told the beauties of love and its great power in the world, but no one has explained that it has a center of action in the body that was designed by the Creator to do a specific work. The man or woman who has not developed the love center is abnormal, is living in partial exercise only of consciousness. The love center has its nerves and muscles in the body, which, through neglect, have become atrophied in nearly the whole race. But they are just as necessary to the perfect man as the legs and arms, and even more so, because with the love center active one might live happily and successfully without legs and arms. But these dormant nerves and muscles cannot be developed by muscular exercise alone and fulfill their mission. Samson and Sandow are examples of muscular development and the uses to which it is put. The body is the instrument of the mind, and no one has ever seen his real body as it is in the sight of God except through the mind. The body of flesh, bones, and blood that the eye of sense beholds is not the true body any more than the heart of flesh is the true organ of love. The true body is an electrical body, an indestructible body, and this body of flesh is the grosser vibration which the sense consciousness beholds. But the spirit body is not absent nor dead, but simply inactive. When, through purification of his ideas and acceleration of his mental energies, man comes into sight of the real forces of being, this spirit body is quickened into new life, and the body of flesh responds to its vibrations. This is done through the mind, through thinking right thoughts and doing right things also, because man is an ultimate unit, and the thinking and doing cannot be separated. To develop the love center, commence by affirming, "From this time forth and forever more shall know no man after the flesh. I shall not see men and women as body and mortal thought. I shall always behold them with the eye of love, which sees only perfection. Ask daily that love be made alive in you, that she take up her abode at your magnetic center and make it alive with her strong, steady pulsations of spiritual energy. Let your attention rest for a few moments every day at the heart center in your body while you declare silently, 'You are the abode of love.' You are filled and thrilled with the mighty magnetic forces which she uses to do her work. You are powerful and active to do only good, and see only goodness and purity everywhere. Many people say they cannot see love in others who are not so manifesting, that they do not feel loving themselves, and cannot therefore exercise love. But this development of your own love center will make you see it, just as the eyes see light. It is difficult to feel love with a dormant love organ, but exceedingly easy when that organ commences to exercise its inherent potentialities. Love is in the world in a diluted form as affection between husband and wife, parents and children, friend and friend, but it can be made manifest in its original strength and purity by each man and woman going to the fountainhead and letting its mighty stream forth unlimited by the ideas of the intellect. Then, man stands face to face with the Father. Then the soul cries out in a great ecstasy, "God is love." The love of God for his children is past description. a love so tender and deep that it cannot be mentioned in the same breath with the ordinary love as known by the world. This great love of being can be known only on its own plane, and man must have awakened within him the capacity to feel a mighty love, a love deeper and wider than all the thoughts and words men have compassed since the beginning of language, before he can comprehend how great is the love of God. But only the meek and lowly in heart may know the depths of the Father's love. It is not revealed to the self-sufficient, because they do not open the way through their own childlike, innocent heart. The Father yearns to have his love felt by us, everyone. He has given us the capacity to feel it, and he waits until we develop it and open our souls to the flood of good that he will pour out to us through his all-sufficient love. The love thought is a mighty healing force. It is really the agent on the spiritual plane that does the mighty works, now becoming so common among those who trust the law and observe a few simple rules of thought. For example, sit for half an hour every night at 9 o'clock and mentally forgive everyone against whom you have any ill will or antipathy. If you fear or are prejudiced against even an animal, mentally ask forgiveness of it and send it thoughts of love. If you have accused anyone of injustice, or talked about them unkindly, or criticized them, or gossiped about them, withdraw your words by asking them in the silence to forgive you. If you have had a falling out with friends or relatives, are at law or engaged in contention with anyone, write letters of forgiveness and withdraw all proceedings that will tend to prolong the separation. See everybody and everything as they really are, pure spirit, and send them your strongest thoughts of love. Do not go to bed any night feeling that you have an enemy in the world. Be careful not to think a single thought or say a word that will offend. Be patient, loving, and kind under all circumstances. You can do this if you are faithful to the silent hour, because there you will be helped to overcome the selfishness of the carnal sense. There is an immutable jaw lying back of this. God is love, and love is manifest as life. God is thus manifest in and through all his creations. And if we do aught to cut off the love of any person, we are cutting off the love of God, hence the life that flows through all. When we, by withdrawing from our fellows in any way, cut the cords of love that bind us together as men and women, we at the same time sever the arteries and veins through which the universal life flows. We then find ourselves a mere bundle of strained nerves, trembling and shaking with fear and weakness, and finally dying for lack of God's love. But the omnipresent Spirit ever seeks to flow into us and stimulate us in every faculty. We must, however, by our words and acts acknowledge this all-powerful presence as the moving factor, because we each have inherent free will which welcomes or rejects all, God even not being accepted. Self-condemnation is also a great error and leads to dire results. You must love yourself because you are the child of love. If you have accused yourself of ignorance, foolishness, fear, sickness, anxiety, poverty, anger, jealousy, stinginess, ambition, or weakness, or if you are melancholy and indulge in the blues, ask forgiveness for each of the loving Father, in whose perfect image and likeness you spiritually are. Say often to this holy omnipresence, I do now sacrifice these human limitations unto Thee, O Father. I am obedient unto the law of my being, and I know that in Thee I am brave and true, energetic and wise, pure and perfect, strong, rich, and courageous. You are my almighty resource, and I do trust you utterly. I am your fullness and your strength manifest, and I now polarize every thought and every word in your ocean of love.